Potential shakeup in rental rules. New tonight, sky-high rents, bad landlords, and outdated laws under review. Housing officials say it's time for change. The Davis administration eyeing new rules to protect renters. And no foul play. The Food Safety Authority says if you've been eyeing those imported eggs at Super Value, they're all safe to eat. We'll tell you where they're from. Plus, she spent nearly 2 decades shaping foreign relations, and now Alveda Knight is making history as Consul General in Jamaica. Our Sasha Lightbourne shares her inspiring journey in part 3 of our special Women's Day series. Then in our news at 7:30, government launches an urgent assessment after a SpaceX rocket explosion. Teams on the ground inspecting the damage. We'll tell you what's being done to protect the environment. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. A bomb scare at Doctors Hospital disrupting services for almost 2 hours Friday. Hospital officials say they received a call after 2 p.m. informing them that there was a bomb in the building. The facility was immediately evacuated. When our news team arrived on scene shortly after 4 p.m., we found several staff members in the hospital parking lot. The all clear was eventually given about 30 minutes later. Hospital President and CEO Dr. Charles Digges spoke to reporters after operations resumed.
We had patients undergoing care, and right away the staff responded. We had to move a few patients out of the facility, a patient into the parking lot, a patient to our Doctors Hospital West facility, and a patient to our Doctors Hospital Paradise Island facility. The evacuation of the staff, not only in the emergency room, but on the ground floor of the hospital, was completed fairly promptly. And for the remaining part of the hospital, we waited until the police, bomb squad, fire department came in and did their investigations.
Bomb threats, not something that happen every day, let alone at a hospital, but Dr. Digges says it's something that's very concerning.
Never know in an acute care hospital like ours what's going on. We did have, for example, cases going on in the operating room. That's a little removed from the emergency room on the 2nd floor, but the bomb threat could have been a threat to the main hospital in its entirety, and you could appreciate that not only the emergency room, but the operating room, intensive care, patients on ventilators, etc. When you're talking about having to evacuate those patients, that is extremely inconveniencing and unsafe for the patients.
All right, and we are still following that story. Be sure and head over to Our News Bahamas on Facebook for all the latest. 2 police officers have been charged with manslaughter in the 2019 shooting death of 21-year-old Shanton Forbes at a family gathering in Yellow Elder Gardens. Constable Kevin Greenslade and Robert Young were arraigned before Justice Gregory Hilton Friday. They have been suspended pending the outcome of their case. Hilton assigned the matter to Justice Janine Weish Gomez, with the officer set to appear before her court on March 19th for a trial date. Meanwhile, with growing concerns over police brutality, Police Commissioner Shannon Knowles is on the defense and says complaints of police brutality aren't always as they appear. Amid increasing scrutiny over viral videos and reports of alleged police altercations involving excessive force, Knowles acknowledges the public's low trust in law enforcement. A recent U.S. indictment involving several officers compounding the situation. However, in an appearance on Thursday's episode of On the Record with host Jerome Sawyer, the police commissioner insisting not every incident is as it seems.
Sometimes I do believe that people sensationalize the action of police officers. We are required to use just enough force that it requires for us to detain someone. And so if someone is forcefully preventing themselves from being detained, we are required to detain that person without using excessive force.
And in light of recent incidents, the commissioner acknowledged the public's hesitance to partner with police in solving crimes. She had this important message for the community.
We are putting our lives on the line daily to ensure that you are safe. We are leaving our homes and praying that we can go back to our homes and to our own families so that when you feel offended, you have a place to go to seek refuge. And so please respect our officers.
All right, if you want to see the police commissioner's full interview, you can stream On the Record right now on YouTube. All right, thousands of eggs imported from the Dominican Republic and being sold at SuperValue food stores are safe to eat. Bahamas Agricultural Health and Food Safety Authority issued a statement that they comply with local regulations. The authority also reported that no signs of avian influenza have been detected at the Huevos Perla farm where the eggs were sourced. The Food Safety Authority says the local farm is fully licensed to export eggs. On Monday, SuperValue and government announced a partnership to import eggs in a bid to reduce rising costs. Egg prices have surged to all-time highs, partly due to the avian flu outbreak affecting egg-laying hens in the U.S. Since 2022, about 166 million birds have been impacted by the deadly flu, according to the U.S. Agriculture Department. The Davis administration is considering regulatory interventions to bring fairness, clarity, and stability to the rental market, according to Housing Minister Keith Bell. Speaking during the mid-year budget debate in Parliament Thursday, Bell said he and Economic Affairs Minister Michael Alquitas are reviewing the issue. This as many Bahamians renting for extended periods before owning a home. While a legal framework exists, Bell admits it is outdated, lacks enforcement, and allows bad landlords to thrive, leaving too many renters vulnerable.
We must acknowledge two fundamental truths. First, we must encourage the development of more rental units, apartments. Without an increase in supply, but with rising demand, prices will continue to climb. Mr. Deputy Speaker, you know, I spoke with a lady this morning. She's renting in an area, a middle-class area, and she's paying $2,200 a month for rent. $2,200 a month. Second, the system must provide landlords with a fair and efficient process to address breaches of rental agreements.
And Bell reassuring that reforms are on the way.
Repeated and extortionate rent rates increase, they far outpace inflation. Unreasonable penalty clauses designed to trap tenants in predatory agreements, we must address all of those.
All right, now to Grand Bahama, as a frustrated resident there is speaking out tonight, accusing the power company of overcharging him for months while he was out of the country. Now he's calling on government to intervene, not just for his own case, but to help others who may be facing the same issue. Berthany McDermott is on the story.
Bahamas ambassador to the Food and Agriculture Organization, Winston Pinnock, is speaking out over what he claims are excessive power bills at his Grand Bahama home. But what's off, he says, is no one has been at the home for months. Pinnock was posted in Rome as an ambassador, and as a result, he says he's been away from his Grand Bahama home 90% of the time. But that didn't stop him from receiving bills over $700.
Didn't make sense. We have a pool at home, but the electrician, who's a three-phase electrician, confirmed that the pool, a 1 horsepower pool or half horsepower pool doesn't burn a lot of electricity 4 hours a day. So besides that, it's really just a refrigerator and security light.
This prompted Pinnock to approach the Grand Bahama Power Company on this matter. He claims the GBPC sent a team to inspect the matter, and according to Pinnock, the inspection came back fine. However, Pinnock says the daily power usage revealed significant power usage when no one was home, and took the matter to management.
At that point, I was really annoyed, and I made it clear to them that, look, at this point, it's cheaper for us to pay Focal for gas for our generator.
He claims the power company agreed not to turn off the power for 60 days to allow for a bill assessment. But according to Pinnock, this happened in November.
We're in Rome.
All right. That seems we had some technical difficulties there, but I can tell you the story will be available on Our News Bahamas on Facebook so that you can see that in its entirety. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kenin, and a happy TGIF, everybody. A beautiful day around the islands, lots of sunshine and a dry air mass in place. Temperatures comfortable this evening, 73 degrees is our current temperature outside our studios under mostly clear skies. Southeast winds at 6 miles per hour, feels like temperature is at 71. Temperatures right now, it's 69 in Freeport, 70 over in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 71 in Alistown, Bimini. 73 is Great Harbor Key here in the capital. 74 is in Nicholstown, Andros, Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. Central Bahamas, 74 Kemps Bay. We pick up 71 in Arthurstown, Cat Island. 70 in Coburn Towns in Salvador. Georgetown, 73 Deadman's Key. 72 and into the Southeast Bahamas, 76 Duncan Town, Ragged Island, and in Matthewtown, Inagua. Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, 72, 73 in Delectable Bay, that's in Auckland, 75 in Abrahams Bay, and our good neighbors to the southeast, Turks and Caicos Islands, you are also 75 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, this is how things are shaping up. Dry air mass in place, lots of blue skies today. We do not see much in terms of any rainfall. Had a couple of spotty showers near the Florida coast, but some high-level clouds will be moving across the northwest Bahamas. But that dry air mass will remain in place. There is a front we expect to get nearby early next week. That should continue to reinforce the nice conditions we've been having for the last couple of days. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. We'll tell you more about your weekend forecast still to come.
Coming up in sports, the stage was set for a dramatic finish at the BAISS Track and Field Championships. We'll tell you everything you need to know, except who won the whole thing. You know that already.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber. name.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. By now, you already know whether the celebration is going to take place at Bernard Road or on Village Road. But before that, let's take a look back at a few of the top performers. As the BAISS track and field meet continued, some of the top athletes in the country gave us an early look at what performances we can expect next month when they take on the region at the Carifta Games. Sax Shakario Wilson, already a Carifta qualifier in the under-17 boys 100-meter hurdles, also added the 100-meter title in 10.97 seconds. Jose Johnson of St. John's College has now reached the Carifta standard in 4 events. Johnson won the under-15 girls 100 meters in 12.40 seconds, and in the field, she cleared 1.63 meters to match the Carifta standard in the high jump. Najee McBride of SAC won the much-anticipated under-20 men's 100 meters in 10.94 seconds, while his teammate Kylie Wallace won the under-20 women's race in 12.21 seconds. Coach Yo, Rima Collins, and Ole Miss opened the SEC tournament with a win. Their reward, facing the #1 team in the country. Ole Miss defeated Mississippi State 85-73 in yesterday's second round and will face the top-ranked Texas Longhorns tonight in the quarterfinals in Greenville, South Carolina. Coach Yo has led Ole Miss to at least 20 wins for 4 consecutive seasons. The University of the Bahamas men's soccer side opened the Bahamas Football Association's Knockout Cup with a win. In his first start at forward, Sidney DeSaya scored 2 goals to lead the Mingos to a 3-1 victory over Cavalier FC Sunday at the Roscoe Davies soccer field. DeSaya scored his first goal in the 5th minute of the game on a corner kick. At the 15th minute, it was Ronaldo Green putting away a penalty that put UB up 2-0. DeSaya scored his second goal of the game just 3 minutes later to give UB a 3-0 lead. The Knockout Cup continues Sunday, March 23rd. And as always, your 10YS Plays of the Week. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as U.S. President Donald Trump slams Canada over tariffs and threatens more retaliation. Plus, Eurostar service halted after an unexploded World War II bomb is found near Paris tracks. And UNICEF says it's forced to scale back amid U.S. aid cuts, putting children in Haiti and Lebanon at risk. The story when Our News returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, from the teams you already trust.
Pack your bags and bring your taste buds on another amazing adventure. Starting March 10th through the 14th, the Our News team is live from the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival at the Atlantis Resort, nightly at 7 and 7:30. As your official guides, we're giving you front row seats to world-renowned wine and spirit producers, award-winning chefs, culinary icons, and electrifying performances. An unforgettable week at the Wine and Food Festival starting March 10th with Our News.
My name is Trevor Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. U.S. President Donald Trump on Friday blasted Canada for ripping off the United States with high tariffs on dairy and lumber, warning that the U.S. could impose reciprocal tariffs as soon as the same day. Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump said Canada must drop its tariffs or face the same treatment.
Canada has been ripping us off for years on tariffs for lumber and for dairy products. 250%, nobody ever talks about that. 250% tariff, which is taking advantage of our farmers, so that's not going to happen anymore. They'll be met with the exact same tariff unless they drop it, and that's what reciprocal means. And we may do it as early as today, or we'll wait till Monday or Tuesday.
Eurostar trains to London and northern France came to a sudden halt Friday after an unexploded World War II bomb was found near the tracks north of Paris. The device was discovered in St. Denis at Europe's busiest train station. The French rail operator SNCF said service would remain suspended until at least mid-afternoon as authorities work to secure the area. Passengers face cancellations and delays with no clear timeline for when normal service would resume. Scientists have discovered a hidden immune defense that could be a gold mine for new antibiotics. BBC News reports how researchers found that the proteasome, a structure that normally recycles proteins, can switch roles when a cell is infected, producing bacteria-killing chemicals. Tested in lab settings and on mice, these natural antibiotics showed results similar to existing drugs. With antibiotic resistance rising, experts say this discovery offers a promising new path for drug development. While more testing is needed, scientists say they are optimistic about its potential to fight superbugs. And U.S. aid cuts have forced UNICEF to scale back critical programs in Lebanon and Haiti as of Friday. In Haiti, thousands of children face an extreme and immediate crisis, while in Lebanon, food shortages have doubled in some areas and 80% of families need urgent help. A third of households lack clean drinking water, raising disease risks. UNICEF warns that U.S. aid cuts, part of President Trump's 90-day foreign aid freeze, are worsening the crisis.
It's not just UNICEF in Haiti that is affected. It is all of our partners. It is civil society organizations that have benefited from U.S. support. So the impact in Haiti, certainly, in a country that is so stricken by conflict and violence and poverty, is extreme, and it's immediate. It is happening now.
What I can say, and what UNICEF staff have seen for many, many decades in these countries, is that time and again, those most at risk have found ways to adapt, to rebuild, to push forward despite unimaginable hardships. But even the strongest can't do it alone. They need help. So without urgent action, without funding, more children are going to suffer malnutrition.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was March 7th. Then in our news at 7:30, thousands of homes, hundreds of businesses, and one police division. In the first of her Police Month series, Jasmine Brown takes us inside the efforts to fight crime in one of the largest districts in the country. And from tragedy to triumph, a young man from Grand Bahama defying the odds, overcoming personal loss and financial struggles to chase his dream of becoming a Marine pilot. Hear his inspiring journey when our news returns.
I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
this day in Bahamian history, in 1928, former Governor General Arthur Dion Hanna was born in Acklands. Hanna entered politics in the late 1950s under the newly formed Progressive Liberal Party and was elected to the House of Assembly in 1960. He served as a member of Parliament until 1992. Hanna holds the distinction of being the longest-serving Deputy Prime Minister in Bahamian history. He also served as Governor General from 2006 to 2011. Hanna died on August 3, 2021. He was 93. And finally, on this day in 2012, Miracle Shakira Joseph, who was born with a conjoined parasitic twin, was released from the neonatal intensive care unit of Princess Margaret Hospital after spending 2 months. The surgery to separate the two was performed in January that year and was the first of its kind in the Bahamas. At the time of her release, Miracle was in good health as doctors said she would likely live a normal life. She's been a steady force in diplomacy, serving successive governments since 2005. One of the most senior women in the Bahamian Diplomatic Corps, she represents just 25% of women serving the country in foreign relations. And as the first Bahamian appointed to serve in Jamaica, now elevated to Consul General, Alveda Knight is making history. Here is the third feature story by our Sasha Lightbourne in our 4-part series celebrating International Women's Day.
She's the first Bahamian appointed to serve in Jamaica, and Alveda Knight knows the weight of her role.
I feel very honored that my country decided to afford me the opportunity. I feel very privileged that I am in this position where I can continue to foster relations between Jamaica, my host country, and the Bahamas, my home country.
And Knight takes her job seriously. In fact, I saw that commitment firsthand 2 years ago during the Goodwill Games held in Jamaica. Knight was a consummate professional, a diplomat through and through, even taking the time to show my cameraman and me around in our downtime. You see, for her, it's more than a job. It's a responsibility.
For holding this post and being in this position, it is an achievement that I hold very close to my heart.
As a woman, she takes pride in her role and even greater pride in the country's diplomatic footprint on the world stage.
Imagine a small little country like ours, not only in terms of our geography, but in terms of our population, can actually make such an amazing impact in the diplomatic arena by having so many women representing us in various diplomatic organizations.
But what's next, and just how does she plan to help more women break into diplomacy? Here's her message to young, aspiring diplomats.
Take a leap of faith, and if you feel that this is something you want to do, like any profession, go forth and try to achieve it.
Alveda, how does it feel to be recognized, especially considering we're having this conversation on the cusp of International Women's Day?
I feel amazingly blessed because I come from very humble beginnings. My parents are from Long Island. I grew up in Big Pond, to my Big Pond folks. I went to St. John's College. I went to the College of the Bahamas. I was able to, by the good grace of scholarship, attend the University of the West Indies. So my journey is a wonderful journey that I am happy culminates with this achievement.
Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
All right, thanks so much for that, Sasha. Well, Hot 91 and our news teamed up this week to get you to this year's Jazz in the Gardens, March 8th and 9th, featuring Lauryn Hill, New Edition, Tony Braxton, Beanie Man, and so much more. Viewers were encouraged to listen to Hot 91 weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the Jazz in the Gardens code phrase, which meant you had to listen during that time to get the phrase. You were supposed to head over to hot91fm.com or the Music Media 242 app contest page to enter. So if you've done that, that means that you are possibly a winner. And a winner is expected to receive round-trip tickets, hotel and concert tickets for you and a friend. So be sure and look out for the R News team if you are the winner to tell us all about your experience. It's the Jazz in the Gardens Fly Away promotion. If you want to see any of today's top stories, you can head over to ournews.bs and, of course, Our News Bahamas on Facebook. That's going to do it for us on News at 7. Joining us now is our Megan Shepherd with the latest headlines. Megan, I wish I was on that plane today.
I know, I'm still so jealous. Such an amazing lineup.
Listen, I know that Danielle and Emilio will have a good time. I told Denny that I will live vicariously through her. I'll have to watch
Next year, we
everything
throw
she
our names
posts.
in the hat.
You understand.
Absolutely.
I wonder if you and I could go, though.
Sounds like
Probably not, right?
We'll try our
You got to
best.
be here on the weekend, and I got to be here in the week, so I don't know. Hey, let's see.
News
Let's
live
try.
from Jazz in the Gardens.
Let's try.
Well, happy Friday to you. Do enjoy your weekend, Canzino.
Thank you.
But still, coming up tonight, we take you inside the efforts to fight crime in one of the largest police districts in the country. Plus, a young Grand Bahamian's inspiring journey. Here are your latest headlines. Observing and overseeing. Multiple agencies assess Bahamian waters after debris from a failed rocket launch was observed falling in Bahamian airspace overnight. We'll tell you what's being done to protect our waters. Plus, ensuring those that enforce the laws are abiding by the laws. The RBPF recently launching its inspection review branch. The top cop breaks down how it'll work. And then this is Police Month. Our Jasmine Brown explores the inner workings of the Carmichael Road Police Station, the division tasked with policing the largest community in the Southwestern District. And later, the Church of God of Prophecy is celebrating a milestone, their 98th biennial convention. They want you to come out and celebrate their dedication to winning souls and making a better Bahamas. These stories and so much more when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
The City of Miami Gardens presents JITG Music Fest. New edition. Tony Braxton. DJ Cassidy's Pass the Mic Live. Starring Ja Rule, Fat Joe, and Remy Ma. Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh. Beanie Man. Escape. Coco Jones. Kim. Also, a special set featuring Miss Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean, YG Marley, Busta Rhymes, Doechii, and many more. JITG Music Fest. March 8th and 9th at Hard Rock Stadium. Tickets at jazzinthegardens.com.
Tune in to Hot 91.7 for your chance to win a trip to Jazz in the Gardens.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise. Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets.
I'm Megan Shepard. Videos of debris from a failed rocket launch lighting up the sky last night, quickly making its rounds on social media, as it could be seen throughout the islands of the Bahamas. The Bahamian government, along with officials from SpaceX, launched immediate assessments of the country's marine life and environment after the SpaceX rocket exploded over the Bahamas. Well, today, Director of Communications at the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramming, revealing that multiple teams, including the Department of Environmental Protection and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, have been deployed to carefully inspect the area where the rocket debris fell. He made it clear that government's top priority remains to protect Bahamian waters and marine life.
The officials from the government of Bahamas will be observing, overseeing that process, ensuring that, one, we ensure that the debris has no toxic material as indicated by SpaceX, and also to ensure that there was no serious impact to marine life or water quality. So our involvement is to ensure that during this process, we ensure that the procedures is done to the standards in which we expect them to be.
The communications director also explained that all costs accumulated for debris cleanup will fall on SpaceX. Ramming clarifying that the rocket that exploded yesterday is not a part of the Falcon 9 program already approved by government. That agreement allows for 19 landings in the country, and yesterday's incident is completely separate from that agreement.
The Falcon 9 program is separate from the spacecraft, the spaceship testing evaluation that occurred yesterday. There's no conversations that's happening internally to discontinue that relationship. Whether there is an agreement with the Bahamas government or not, these test flights will occur. They're not as a result of the agreement the government of the Bahamas has. This is a separate mission that's being done by SpaceX.
Meantime, a bomb scare at Doctors Hospital disrupting services for almost 2 hours today. Hospital officials say they received a call after 2 p.m. informing them that there was a bomb in the building. The facility was immediately evacuated. When our news arrived on scene shortly after 4 p.m., we found several staff members in the parking lot. The all clear was eventually given about 30 minutes later. Hospital president and CEO Dr. Charles Diggis spoke to reporters after operations resumed.
We had patients undergoing care, and right away the staff responded. We had to move a few patients out of the facility, a patient into the parking lot, a patient to our Doctors Hospital West facility, and a patient to our Doctors Hospital Paradise Island facility. The evacuation of the staff, not only in the emergency room, but on the ground floor of the hospital, was completed fairly promptly. And for the remaining part of the hospital, we waited until the police, bomb squad, fire department came in and did their investigations.
Now, bomb threats are not something that happen every day, let alone at a hospital. Dr. Diggis says it's something that's very concerning.
Never know in an acute care hospital like ours what's going on. We did have, for example, cases going on in the operating room. That's a little removed from the emergency room on the second floor, but the bomb threat could have been a threat to the main hospital in its entirety, and you could appreciate that not only the emergency room, but the operating room, intensive care, patients on ventilators, etc. When you're talking about having to evacuate those patients, that is extremely inconveniencing and unsafe for the patients.
All right, well, the Royal Bahamas Police Force has launched its inspection review branch, according to Commissioner Shanton Knowles. The top cop sharing this information as a guest on our TV's On the Record with host Jerome Sawyer. She insists it's important officers be reminded of the rules that govern them as they continue to fight crime on a daily basis. Our Joshua Williams tells us more on this new branch.
Police Commissioner Shanton Knowles says her senior team has begun the process of ensuring officers are keeping in line with the rules and codes of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. It comes at a time when the force has been rocked with controversy and claims of corruption after a senior officer and others were implicated in a drug smuggling ring that was revealed by a shocking U.S. indictment last fall. Speaking candidly, Knowles says now the inspection review branch has been established.
We have already started inspecting stations. The integrity or the ethics training have begun. We have completed New Providence, Eleuthera, Exuma. This week we're in Grand Bahama and then the other family islands. And so we will continue to talk to our officers about ethics, about the things, our policies, and encourage them not to offend our policies. And not offending our policies will certainly encourage them not to offend the law.
While the force continues to repair its image, it still has a mandate to carry out to protect residents by fighting crime.
I hear people ask, what is your plan to address? The Constitution of the Bahamas has already set that plan. They tell us what they expect our organization to do. We know for a long time that what we're seeing in our communities, the violence that we're seeing in our community is because of drugs. We are we are targeting those, and I mean seriously targeting. And my mandate is to go out there and search. Of course, do it the right way. We're not going to offend anyone, but we're going to get what is required of us.
Knowles says despite some negative press, there are good officers who are doing their best every single day.
And to thank them for their service. It is not an easy thing when we put on this uniform in the face of adversity and negative comments and sometimes cruel comments. But when an officer can adorn himself or herself in this uniform and go and face the public in times like this, it speaks certainly to their courage and their dedication.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, a 57-year-old woman is dead tonight following a fatal collision in Abaco last night. Police say the woman was driving her gold Nissan Sunny east on Forest Drive just after 10 p.m. She collided with a black Ford F-150 that was traveling west. Both drivers sustained injuries, but the woman died on scene. Investigations into this matter continue. And a man has been found guilty of attempted murder for a second time. Tavari Mijas, also known as Lil Spoon, was convicted of the April 10, 2021 shooting of Desmond Strap Smith. The charges stem from a shooting at the B. Watts liquor store on Bethel Avenue. The 47-year-old was remanded to prison after the jury's decision. He returns to court in June for sentencing. In 2013, Mijas was sentenced to 10 years in prison for an attempted murder that happened at the same bar. Darvin Forbes and Deprecio Fox were watching a basketball game at the bar on December 25, 2010, when Mijas suddenly pulled a gun after eating 3 herb cookies. And did you know that the Southwestern District is the largest area covered by a single police division? There are thousands of homes and hundreds of businesses within the district, and it all falls under the Carmichael Road Police Station. Our Jasmine Brown tells us in the first installment of our Police Month series, it takes more than upholding the law to tackle crime in that community.
It has been a privilege to work at this division over the years, and I can genuinely express that my experience has been fulfilling.
Meet Sergeant Rianne Monker. She's one of the hard-working officers attached to the Carmichael Road Police Station. It covers an area that stretches from Coral Harbor Road to Blue Hill Road to as far north as John F. Kennedy Drive and as deep south as Marshall Road.
Carmichael Road Police Station is the largest division within New Providence.
Sergeant Monker has spent 8 of her 13 years on the police force stationed at the Carmichael Road Police Station, and she's no stranger to the community.
I don't just work Carmichael, I live Carmichael, so I consider Carmichael to be home. As a result of that, I really like to be hands-on with my residents, the business owners, and also the youths.
Monker says her years of service at the station have been fulfilling. Her career highlights include mentoring fellow officers and engaging young people in the Carmichael community. But who does she find inspiring? Police Commissioner Shanta Knowles, who became the first woman to lead the Royal Bahamas Police Force in January. Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks so much for that, Jasmine. Well, we've still got lots more to share on this beautiful Friday evening, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures with meteorologist Greg Thompson. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and happy Friday evening, everybody. Beautiful day around the islands, and we're setting up for a nice evening. 73 degrees is our current temperature on the outside under mostly clear skies. Your winds are out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 71. Satellite and radar composite, it is quiet across the area. Ridge of high pressure now in place, courtesy of our frontal boundary that moved out of the area and is well to the east of us. That ridge will stay with us throughout the rest of the evening and into the weekend. We do expect the frontal boundary to be getting in here sometime on Monday. That could introduce a couple of showers. But once that goes through, we're looking for some very nice conditions for the upcoming week. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, another blaze in the nation's second city near the International Bazaar. This time at the abandoned Royal Oasis Resort. Fire officials issuing a stern warning after back-to-back fires. Plus, overcoming life's challenges. Our Italia Hall talks one-on-one with a young man determined to realize his dreams of becoming a mariner. But he needs your help. That's coming up when our news returns.
Every season creates an opportunity for you to enjoy the comfort and security of your most valuable assets. Unfortunately, termites are common and very unwanted guests that never stop eating. With Strucum, you can enjoy the peace of mind as we protect your investment with our 3-year fumigation warranty. Strucum, #1 in pest control services.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel. Our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, Inti redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucaya solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. Inti is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as Inti Corporation shines brighter than ever. Inti Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
A devastating blaze erupted yesterday at the dilapidated Royal Oasis Resort in Grand Bahama. Police say the fire broke out shortly after 11 a.m. on Thursday. The former resort, once a luxurious destination, has been an eyesore for years after shutting down some 2 decades ago. Last year, the Davis administration announced it had allocated $1 million in the 2024-2025 budget to finance the purchase of the dilapidated former resort. Our news reached out to Superintendent Stephen Roll today, who says when fire officials arrived, they found the structure fully engulfed in flames.
That fire was quickly extinguished. At this time, it is said to believe that this fire was led by human error. Perhaps persons living in that area may have left something a bit like cigarette or something of.
Sending this strong message to those who frequent that area.
It's also an area to please refrain from going in the International Bazaar. And if you're doing it intentionally, just stop.
And now from one tragedy to a young man's story of overcoming life's tragedies. It's a story about a young Grand Bahamian man who is determined to overcome personal tragedy and financial setbacks to pursue his dream of becoming a marine pilot. Our Italia Hall has more.
Meet Courtney Meadows. Born and raised in Grand Bahama, Courtney has always had big dreams. As head boy at his high school, he earned over 20 baseball scholarships, but his true passion was for the sea. Determined, he pursued his goal of becoming a marine pilot and was accepted into Sony Maritime College.
When I first attended SUNY is an indoctrination period for 10 days, so it was about 370 students, which I accomplished. I was the top 6 student overall, so I got a coin for that, showing my excellence.
However, things took a dramatic turn in 2022 when he lost his father, and in 2024 he lost his grandfather. Both men were key financial supporters in funding his education.
It's kind of heartbreaking because you study hard, hoping to get more scholarships, but with maritime, knowing that it's so expensive, not many companies or even a school give scholarships.
Courtney was forced to move home and has now taken on an unpaid internship at the Freeport Harbor.
It's like the absolute best experience ever, because you don't get this experience until you're done or maybe like your 3rd year into it. But with being on their scholarship program and working alongside with them, like I feel like I'm a pilot myself. I get just going on the pilot boat, climbing up these ladders, bringing in ships, learning. And
despite these hardships, Courtney remains optimistic. He hopes to return to SUNY Maritime College soon and is appealing for public assistance to help him get back on track. As for his message to other young people,
keep a positive mind and always stay focused. Keeping the books, education is key, but always stay positive no matter what challenges you face in life. It's just a test from God. You got to keep on going. You will overcome the tragedies that you're going through.
Reporting for our news, I'm Natalia Hall.
Coming up in sports, BAISS Track and Field gives us a glimpse of what we can expect at Carifta. Ole Miss tips off the SEC tourney, and of course, your plays of the week.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
Pack your bags and bring your taste buds on another amazing adventure. Starting March 10th through the 14th, the Our News team is live from the Nassau Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival at the Atlantis Resort, nightly at 7 and 7:30. As your official guides, we're giving you front row seats to world-renowned wine and spirit producers, award-winning chefs, culinary icons, and electrifying performances. An unforgettable week at the Wine and Food Festival starting March 10th with Our News.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a 2nd year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. By now, you already know whether the celebration is going to take place at Bernard Road or on Village Road. But before that, let's take a look back at a few of the top performers. As the BAISS Track and Field meet continued, some of the top athletes in the country gave us an early look at what performances we can expect next month when they take on the region at the Carifta Games. Sax Shakario Wilson, already a Carifta qualifier in the under-17 boys 100-meter hurdles, also added the 100-meter title in 10.97 seconds. Jose Johnson of St. John's College has now reached the Carifta standard in 4 events. Johnson won the under-15 girls 100 meters in 12.40 seconds, and in the field, she cleared 1.63 meters to match the Carifta standard in the high jump. Najee McBride of SAC won the much-anticipated under-20 men's 100 meters in 10.94 seconds, while his teammate Kylie Wallace won the under-20 women's race in 12.21 seconds. SAC's Bailey Major also reached the Carifta standard in multiple events, most recently on the under-20 women's long jump at 5.65 meters. QC's Anae Mackey reached the Carifta standard and set a new BAISS record in the under-20 women's shot put with a throw of 14.27 meters to break the previous record of 13.52 meters set by Serena Brown in 2016. In the under-17 boys triple jump, the Comet's Nathan Walker was another Carifta qualifier at 12.92 meters. Coach Yo, Rima Collins, and Ole Miss opened the SEC tournament with a win. Their reward, facing the #1 team in the country. Ole Miss defeated Mississippi State 85-73 in yesterday's second round and will face the top-ranked Texas Longhorns tonight in the quarterfinals in Greenville, South Carolina. Coach Yo has led Ole Miss to at least 20 wins for 4 consecutive seasons. The University of the Bahamas men's soccer side opened the Bahamas Football Association's Knockout Cup with a win. In his first start at forward, Sidney DeSaya scored 2 goals to lead the Mingos to a 3-1 victory over Cavalier FC Sunday at the Roscoe Davies soccer field. DeSaya scored his first goal in the 5th minute of the game on a corner kick. At the 15th minute, it was Ronaldo Green putting away a penalty that put UB up 2-0. DeSaya scored his second goal of the game just 3 minutes later to give UB a 3-0 lead. The Knockout Cup continues Sunday, March 23rd. It's Friday, we still have one fan base out there celebrating tonight, but everyone else, let's celebrate with top players. Let's get started at 5 in NCAA hoops. Frederick King with a breakout game right in time for March Madness. Definitely seeing more of this next year, right? At 4, first hit, first bomb for Christian Robinson in MLB spring training. At number 3, put GOAT Life back in your playlist rotation immediately. Kai Jones with the debut of a lifetime for the Dallas Mavs, 21 points and 8 boards. At number 2, over to BAISS. Anytime you break Shawnee Miller-Weibo's record in the 400, it's a big deal. Alexis Roberts finishes strong in the under-20 women's event, nips Janaya Nabi at the line. And at number 1, is there anything Jazay Johnson can't do? A GIRFTA qualifier in 4 events and wins the under-15 girls 100 meters. Come on now, you know I was going to get St. John's in here some way. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS. I know the story is about Sac and QC, but watch when John becomes the biggest booster in this country. St. Andrews Track and Field is coming back. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, the Church of God of Prophecy is celebrating their 19th biennial convention under the theme, The Homecoming, and they want you to be a part of it all. Plus, Greg steps back into the weather center. He's got a look at your weekend temperatures. Stick with us.
Allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services. So I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
Joshua Williams here. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button and to follow all of our social media pages. Also, don't forget to push that notification button so that you can see all of the great content from the team you already trust.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services. So I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
The City of Miami Gardens presents JITG Music Fest.
This is our news. Welcome back. Beautiful conditions around the islands, courtesy of a ridge of high pressure that's across our area. Frontal boundary that affected the southeast Bahamas, now towards the east and away from us. Still have some high-level clouds moving off of some isolated showers along the Florida coast across the northern islands, but that high will stay with us. Dry mass and beautiful conditions expected for the weekend. There is a frontal boundary that we do expect to get near sometime on Monday. That will bring us some reinforcing air mass across the area for the upcoming week. Future forecast showing quiet conditions across our area. Nothing happening there. We do have some high-level moisture moving across our area by Saturday in terms of some high-level cirrus. But we do have that moisture in the Gulf of Mexico. Low-pressure system will take shape. That will move across Florida. That will in turn drag a frontal boundary across our area by Monday. A couple of showers expected with that, but beautiful conditions expected for the upcoming week. Boating forecast. Small craft use caution in the northwest and central Bahamas, mainly on the Atlantic side. Winds will be out of the southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet in the islands, but up to 6 feet along Atlantic exposures. Low tide is at 8:16 tonight, high tide is at 2:53 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, caution flag in place for you guys down there as well, but your winds will be more east to southeasterly, 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4, but up to 6 feet in northerly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. Before we get to the extended forecast, Sunday, turn your clocks ahead, advance them ahead. Daylight saving time resumes at 2 a.m. That's Sunday morning, and we're asking you to adjust your clocks accordingly. Now for a look at your extended forecast. This is how things will be shaping up over the next 7 days. Beautiful conditions expected. Warmer temperatures for the weekend. Weak frontal boundary coming through on Monday. Temperatures take a slight dip, but we will be back into the 80s for the upcoming week. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night and have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, the Church of God of Prophecy is gearing up for an exciting weekend, marking their 98th biennial convention. National leader of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishop Woodley Thompson, says their goal is to share the message that Jesus loves each and every one of us, and he loves this country. He says they want to be the voice that leads the change necessary for a better Bahamas.
We want to be that beacon of light to assist in guiding you in the right way, that justice might come to our land in a more prominent way, that there might be some assistance to the social ills that we face, that there might be an increased focus and awareness to our moral responsibilities and our ability to be able to live with one another in peace and in harmony. So we are hoping that this convention will be the catalyst to help all of us be better citizens.
While the convention promises to be impactful and powerful, March 15 is set as a day of fun. This year's theme is the homecoming. And for officials, they're hoping for souls to return to the church and to Jesus. On Saturday, a festival kicks off bright and early, featuring music, art, food, and even a gospel Junkunu rush out.
It's also a time of getting together, fellowshipping, talking about the business of the church, and also letting the world know that we care.
The baptism parade is actually on Saturday, that same Saturday, March 15 at 9 a.m. We'll be parading right here from the East Street Tabernacle to the Esplanade. And so we are excited. This is something new for our church in our 98th biannual convention. And so we want everybody to come out and participate in our music, food, and arts festival.
And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a safe and wonderful Friday evening.
Hi, and thank you for watching. I'm Natalia Hall. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to see more content from the team you already trust.